Hey everybody, I'm Scott Gramley. Welcome to this week's edition of the DRF Sports Saturday Six Pack, where we go through all of the top betting angles, power trends on this week's action of college football. A jam-packed schedule of college football action begins at noon on Fox, with number 6 ranked Michigan hosting Northwestern, while the Wildcats come into this one off a 21-7 victory as a home underdog against Rutgers. The Wolverines are coming off a bye. Michigan has not fared all too well with extra rest in recent years, going 4-5 straight up and 2-7 against the spread off a regular season bye over the past 8 years. Check this one out. Unranked Iowa State is favored by a touchdown over an Oklahoma State team that's undefeated and ranked 8th in the nation. But consider this betting system. Since the start of the 2017 season, home favorites of between 3.5 and 10 points that are coming off a double-digit victory over a conference rival are 14-2 against the spread when facing an opponent coming off 3 straight conference wins. If you're looking for more evidence that Iowa State deserves to be favored in this one, consider that the Cyclones are 8-1, both straight up and against the spread in October home games since the start of the 2017 season. Even with running back Ty Davis-Price setting a school record with 287 rushing yards in an upset of Florida last Saturday, LSU remains one of only 3 SEC teams, along with Vanderbilt and Mississippi State, that's averaging fewer than 120 rushing yards per game. Since the start of the 2017 season, FBS underdogs of between 3.5 and 10 points that are rushing for an average of 125 or fewer yards per game are 60, 25, and 3 against the spread. That's a win rate that's better than 70% over a relatively large sample size. UCLA returns home after back-to-back impressive road victories, 34-16 at Arizona 2 Saturdays ago, and then 24-17 at Washington this past Saturday. In 7 2021 games, the Bruins have scored 235 points, which is the highest point total in the Pac-12 through the season's first 7 weeks. In games since the start of the 2019 season, with a line between +3 and -3, FBS teams that are scoring an average of at least 31 points per game are 20-8 against the spread when coming off back-to-back games in which they allowed 17 points or fewer. 4th-ranked Alabama is one of only 4 FBS teams that's scoring an average of more than 44 points per game this season. Since the start of 2017, FBS favorites of between 21.5 and 31 points that are scoring an average of 35 or more points per game are 17-5 against the spread, including 8-1 against the spread since the start of 2019, when coming off 4 straight games in which they scored 37 or more points. Alabama is one of only 8 FBS teams that's giving up an average of fewer than 91 rushing yards per game. Since the start of the 2019 season, Tennessee is 1-5 against the spread when facing an opponent that's allowing an average of 120 or fewer rushing yards per game. USC and Notre Dame renew their annual rivalry, with both teams should be well rested, having been off last Saturday. It's the Trojans who have benefited more from the extra week of preparation in recent years, as USC is 8-2 straight up, 7-3 against the spread in regular season games when coming off a bye since the start of 2011. That does it for this week's Saturday Six-Pack DRF Sports. You got to check it out, drf.com/sports, for everything you need to make this weekend a profitable one.